My birth name was Keith Wayne Cook, K-O-C-H. My adoptive name is William W. Wehrman, and has been ever since. Born at 2954 Apple Street. It was a home on Apple Street in Lincoln that was used as a home for unwed mothers. That's where I was born. And then shortly after, I was taken to the orphan's home in Fremont. From there, I was adopted by my parents, Otto and Alice Wehrman.
LFS is celebrating 130 years, and this is ground zero. This is the place where all of this was set into motion. Just a little ways over here, there was this wonderful little orphanage that was started by a group of faithful and passionate people who just wanted to meet a need in this community. And they started this legacy, and that legacy still continues to this day, and we get to see the fruits of that.
The older you get, the more you realize how fortunate you have been in life. I look back many times on my past, and I have realized so often what would have happened to me otherwise. But I was brought up, made part of a family, and I have been so fortunate in my life.
Our journey started about 20 years ago. Like a lot of couples, we had fertility issues. Didn't necessarily know why at the time, but knew that we wanted to still build a family, and explored adoption as what we thought was a really good alternative for us in order to build a family.
We were all adopted at birth, so Mom and Dad met my birth parents before I was even born. The story's true for all three of us.
Yeah, I don't really think of me being adopted. I've just always thought that this is just, I was adopted, and then this is just my real family and just my true family.
LFS and adoption have given me everything. It created an avenue by which we could build a family. It created an opportunity for us to not only love three children that so desperately needed to be loved in a very meaningful way, but then also get that love back the other direction. So I literally has given me everything.
There has been so much love, being in a blended family especially. Having relationships with Mom and Dad, and then also still having the option to know our birth families, I think has been really important for all of us.
I think that from the support of obviously my parents to my grandparents and to all of that just helped us through rough times, and just their support through just coming to my soccer games, to just supporting us academically, getting on our butts about getting good grades and all of that stuff. I think that's helped us to become good people.
Families are in greater need now than they have been in a long time. The systems that are out there are built both for success, and some are built where they just, quite frankly, don't provide enough support for the families.
Nebraska has a rich history of diversity, of being a welcoming community to our state and to our region that I think we all should be proud of. Lutheran Family Services tries to provide very comprehensive services for new Americans coming into our communities, and that means preparing for them before they come. We set up apartments for them to live in. We set up everything in those apartments, from beds to towels to toothbrushes to culturally appropriate food. A few years ago, it was noted that Nebraska resettled more refugees per capita than any other state in the country. And I think that that's a real accomplishment for us.
So we're really at an inflection point as an agency in really providing for families at all levels, whether those are new Americans, kids aging out of foster care, mothers that are unexpectedly pregnant and trying to figure out an adoption plan, and or individual families receiving parenting training. The agency will look a lot different over the course of the next 40 years as we try to solve for some of these big problems.
And it's fantastic that we've got a great partner here in the community that can be able to provide some of those services.
So it's really about uplifting families and individuals. We've really got to change the way that we do the work that we do.
All of those who celebrate and support 130 years of LFS. You, meaning all you who support LFS and have for generations. It's important because without that support, there would be no LFS. And so I guess my prayer is that first of thankfulness, starting out as an orphan's home, would have evolved and grown and matured into what it has become today. The need is there, obviously, but until that is no longer necessary, thank God that we have an organization like this that we are now celebrating, that we can support that and continue to support that. And I hope that financial support does continue.